I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought.
I can tell you that 7 years after Freddie Gray, that was 2015, spring, April, May. This is 2022. Communities like Sandtown, all we saw then and now in terms of investment was a renovated Western District Police Station and a new funeral home. That's what West Baltimore got. A new police station and a new funeral home. What kind of optics are they? Was Freddie Gray any different than 1968 Baltimore riots? Dr. King's passing, killing, murder? This is the same?
No, it wasn't. I mean, I think, well, first of all, people who are being violent and burning, that's, all that's the same. But the point is what was the cause and what were they attempting to register?
I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns.
I love you.
They deserve an ounce. It's
got next. And I'll be up.
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown.
First name's Doni, last name's Glover. In it to win it for the long haul, baby. Glad to be here today. Bless the Lord for helping us make it through the night. One more time, in the land of the living. Got to always acknowledge the good Lord, because that's what my daddy taught me. He said, son, always thank the Lord. Living a day and time where many of us our faith has been shattered. Many of us this is December 8th. We're in the midst of seasonal depression. As each year comes, more and more of us have lost loved ones. But I've been in that boat. And I want you to know that it does get better. I lost my mama 37 years ago. For a long time, I ain't give a rat's bottom about Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, none of that. But I'm here to tell you, it gets better with time. Just got to hold on, because a lot of times we get sad because we lost somebody. We all ate. This is to make you laugh. My daddy was an undertaker. Trust me when I tell you, nobody gets out alive. Nobody gets out alive. So we are here, and our job is to live. And if you are from our community, then we know that we have a faith, and our faith will sustain us. It always has. Sure, there are going to be some sad days, some weary days, some days when we don't think we can go another step. But yes, you can. You can. You must. You have no choice. You're going to just lay down and call it quits? What Cat Williams said, you're a tiger and you don't feel like roaring today. Roar! I played the lion in The Wiz. I wanted to play the Wiz. I did play the Wiz. And I was a good Wiz, but they liked me better playing the lion. You're talking about 1975, 1976, Matthew Henson. You can go where you wanna, but don't get in my way, because I'm a mean old lion. Some kind of way, they like me playing the lion better than the Wiz. I wanted to play the Wiz. Who don't want to play the Wiz? But then when you think about it, do you really want to play the Wiz? When you pull back the curtain, the emperor has on no clothes. Guess we all need a dose of courage sometimes. A whole lot's been happening in the news. My phone has been blowing up. This is what I've been focused on and staying focused on. This right here. Me and Pharaoh, the German Shepherd, my faithful friend, have been working diligently on this Black Press Matters event. And let me tell you who is going to be there. Are you ready? Only on Be More News. So, 20th anniversary. This is, 20th. The anniversary is a year long, technically. And we've had a couple of events since August 9th at our birthday. This year, as in all years in between Thanksgiving and December, Be More News has an annual event. We named this one Black Press Matters. And that's important to me. As a Black journalist, I've been a journalist since '94, writing the Sandtown Winchester Viewpoint. I think I got a couple of copies back there. Was an Afro paper boy. Went on EAA at 15. I am big on Black media. Yes, Black Press Matters. Why? Because no one else is going to tell our story with the same level of conviction that the Black media does. And this goes back to the days of Allison Dunnigan, try saying that 3 times fast. Ethel Payne, learned about her from April Ryan. April Ryan's a big Ethel Payne fan. Harry McAlpin, first Black man to cover the White House. Going back to the days of John Russworm and Samuel Cornish, who founded Freedom's Journal. Going back to John Murphy, who organized the Afro newspaper. This is in the basement of Sharon Baptist Church. Goes back to Frederick Douglass, the North Star. Marcus Garvey had a newspaper. David Walker's Appeal. It is on those shoulders, these shoulders, that I stand and work. And my biggest goal is to help groom the next generation of leaders, the next generation of writers and journalists who will tell a story, who won't just take a job because a television station is paying them to say awful things about their own community. Thank God we don't have to do that here at Black USA. We don't have to sell our souls to get $1 to keep the roof, to keep the lights on. We don't have to do that. We can look at ourselves in the mirror and go to sleep with integrity at night, not worrying about what these mainstream outlets are putting out there about our people. So on that note, here are the Lifetime Achievement Awardees for Saturday's event. Lieutenant Governor Boyd Rutherford, esteemed attorney, former Judge William Billy Murphy Jr., Tim Regan, CEO, President, Whiting Turner, Robert DeShield, my attorney, Marsha Jews. Marsha Jews has been very helpful over the years in establishing our work in Harlem, in particular, the Black Wall Street, downtown Manhattan, United Nations. Thank you, Marsha Jews. You and I fight like cats and dogs sometimes, but I love you and I appreciate your commitment. Dr. Andre Bundley. Dr. Andre Bundley. Dr. Andre Bundley, my man, 500 grand. Jane Miller. Jane Miller has been long a colleague. I like her. Nothing but love for her. Tough cookie on some people, but I think she's really a soft-hearted person inside. Dr. Michael Zollicoffer, His daddy was my pediatrician, one of my doctors growing up there at Garwin Medical Center. We got to recognize Dr. Michael Zollicoffer, MD. Also, Jim Britton. Everybody knows Mr. Jimmy Britton. If you ever had some teriyaki salmon from his kitchen, oh my God. Diane Bell McCoy, an adopted mother of mine for the past 20 years, going back to my days at Empower Baltimore. Mr. Jake Oliver, former Afro publisher, dear friend, mentor, colleague, coach, life coach. Barbara Blount Armstrong, his queen, formerly of Associated Black Charities, currently over at Morgan State University. Mr. Kermit Carter, KC runs a business up at Penn North, right there, Woodbrook and Whitelock. Longtime supporter. I used to deliver circulars for KC. We had to roll them up, throw them all night long. I was about 20 years old, had to work that job. Oh my God. Grueling. You'd be walking late night, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, just walking, throwing circulars, tired as all outdoors. So tired that you sleepwalking in the streets of Baltimore, delivering them daggone circulars. Rennie Bass, my main man. Rennie Bass has a downtown cultural arts center, the Shops in North and Charles, and a number of other projects around town. An undercover chef, an undercover vegan, cooking that vegan food, trying to open up our minds to something other than dry-aged New York strips. Cynthia Brooks, her mama's daughter, over there at the B. Gaddy Center. Richard Burton, Mr. Celebrity. Xavier Sharif. Y'all ever heard the commercial? Xavier will be in here live from Las Vegas. And my main man, William Hobson. These are people who have been very helpful to me over the years, and I want to thank God for them, and we will be celebrating them, except for Moses. Okay. I missed that one, Carol Crowley. Good morning from NYC. We love New York City. First place I go when I leave Baltimore. Love me some New York City. Went to see my cousin one day. He saw me several hours later. I jumped on the train, left Brooklyn, went to Harlem. It was ball game. Once I get to Harlem, I don't know if you're going to see me no more. Love me some New York City. Do support these very fine supporters, sponsors, advertisers at the bottom here. Mr. Billy Murphy, Next Phase Cafe. Have you noticed we have an ecology? We have some businesses. Had a chance to talk with a longtime colleague, associate, Mr. Stanley Tucker this morning. I'm reminded of how important it is that we support each other. Other than Stanley Tucker, I would say Dr. Earl Richardson. Nobody knows Annapolis better than those two. Dr. Wilson over in Morgan State, he has certainly evolved into a force in Annapolis. But in my early days, I remember watching, quite easy too, watching Earl Richardson go up and down 95. And when they were going down from Baltimore to Annapolis, let me tell you, that car wasn't doing no less than 82. He was moving. And when he get there, when he got to Annapolis, laser focus. Dr. Earl Richardson could lead a class in teaching people how to navigate. So could Stanley Tucker on how to navigate Annapolis. But here's the big thing. Now that we have people in office, and I was about to pose this question Monday before I got pulled away. We now have blacks in every position, in all of the top positions. We had been state senators and delegates, now we governor. Now we Speaker of the House. Now we treasurer. We're everywhere. Mayor, attorney, state's attorney, attorney general. Now, all of that's nice, but it's got to be more than just window dressing. It's got to translate into the economic empowerment of our community. And I'm not saying other people aren't supposed to eat. I'm just saying now we're supposed to eat. because we haven't eaten. We have served and served and served again. Now it's time for us to be served. Now it is time for our community to be served and served effectively like these other communities have been served. Francho, Peter Francho, true story. I was a social services commissioner under Martin O'Malley. I worked under the tutelage of Professor Cragen. Met some wonderful people involved in social services around the state of Maryland. And the biggest task was ensuring that poor people got the services. So they asked me how come I had no interest whatsoever in supporting Peter Francho. Frankly, I viewed the man like a slave owner. He had been in office 12, 16 years, never did any business with him. 12 to 16 years. That tells me everything I need to know about you. And for you to be my governor, not happening, bruh. Not here. And a lot of people were disappointed. Some black people were disappointed. Al Hathaway was over there. Herman Taylor jumped in at the last minute on a ship that was going down. But I'd already peeped Peter Francho long before Hathaway and them. Already peeped his move. Some politicians think they can put pretty girls from their staff in front of you and that's supposed to woo you like you can't see what's going on. Bring them pretty girls, because I ain't paying them no mind. I'm looking at the money. I'm a businessman. But a lot of us get distracted by the skirts. Understandably so. But I come for business. We're going to get that business, first and foremost. And after 12, 16 years, however long Francho was in there, we came to quickly realize very clearly, very succinctly, that Peter Francho does not do business with black people. He does business with some, those he thinks he can control or could control. He had to have some blacks on his team. But what would it have meant for the masses of black people? And that's why, truth be told, the next 4 years are going to be very, very interesting. We certainly believe in our core that a Westmore administration is going to be much better for black people in particular, because I'm black. I've seen everybody else eat. Now I want to see my community eat. I've seen every excuse in the world as to why my community can't get this, can't get that. And when we do get the money, like when Obama sent bailout money to Baltimore, what did Mayor Stephanie Rawlins Blake do with the money? Did she send the money uptown? No. No. No, she did not. She sent that money downtown. Now the harbor is dead. Instead of investing in the people in East Baltimore, West Baltimore, this money was sent downtown. She put the money in the white L, not the black butterfly. And that's what happens over and over. What's the point of having a black elected official if the political is not translated into economics? Then you're wasting your damn time. And that's what we keep getting, a waste of time. We get people who get into office for their own political aggrandizement, get drunk off power, but meanwhile, who did you serve? Whose life did you improve? One lady's name came up today, and I'm going to take a moment and revel in some of the goodness she has done. Her name is Joan Carter Conway. Powerful state senator, strong black woman, the kind of black woman tell Mike Miller, go sit your chump ass down. Yeah, that's what she told him. Something like that. Probably was worse than that. Mike Miller knew not to mess with Joan Carter Conway. He messed with a lot of people in the net. He bullied a lot of people. Martin O'Malley did some bullying down there. And it was black people helping these people bully our people. like some Django action. But black people, you don't have to kowtow. You don't have to buck dance no more. If you buck dancing, it's because you was always a sandboy. You just a buck dancer. But you regular black people, ain't no buck dancing. Don't get caught buck dancing. Don't get caught buck dancing. This is not a good look. Not a good look. Too many of us get in a position and we get weak. All of a sudden, we don't have any testicular fortitude. And again, big ups to people like Joan Carter Conway, who had more testicular fortitude than a lot of so-called men. We're the men. We're the men folk. We're the Harvey Johnsons, the Vernon Dobsons of the day. We are the men. Now, I'm not talking about poo butts. I'm talking about the men. Where the men at? I tell you where the men at. The men are locked up. And women are the fastest growing demographic. That's what's happening in the black community. Fatherlessness is at an all-time high, and consequently, you have mass incarceration. Did you know that America has only 5% of the world's population, but we have 25% of the world's inmates? Recidivism rate in America, 70%. And you can't vote most time. That's something the Republicans do to, they already got you caught up in the trap. And then after if you should get out of the trap without dying of colon cancer in a Maryland prison, because I've been asked to research how come all of these black men are dying of colon cancer in the Maryland state prison system. There's an effort to remove the black man from the family, and it is very successful. That's why so many little boys are growing up without their daddies. It's a plot. It's a plan. Empower the woman. Let her take him downtown for child support. If he don't pay it, then he can't get a license. Can't get a license. Can't drive a car. Can't drive a car legally. Steal a car. Steal a car. Go to jail. So now you're 3 strikes and you're out forever. A long time. Long, long time. And the only way you coming home is if your ass gets colon cancer over to jail. And they're going to let you out because they feel sorry for you and you're going to die anyway. You're no longer a threat. No matter what they say, black man is a threat in America. Somebody worried about you taking a white woman, truth be told. Or worried that their woman will take you, truth be told. So all in the news today, they were talking about Baltimore Family League. I'm just looking at some of the numbers. Was it on Fox? You got to give Fox credit. They do stay on it. Makes you wonder what the other TV stations are doing sometimes. But Fox was all on the Family League. And I'm just looking at this budget. $14 million. $14 million. I look at the news. Murder, 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 murder. All in East Baltimore. Murder, 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 murder. All in West Baltimore. Where's the Family League money go? That's what the hell I want to know. $14 million a year to help babies? What babies are they helping? I got time. Do you know? Who do they help? Millions and millions, not just the Family League, all of these damn nonprofits. Millions and millions and millions and millions. Where's the impact of all of these millions and millions of dollars? Where's the impact? Why does East Baltimore and West Baltimore look like a damn killing field if so many people getting 13, 14, 15 million dollars? Who are they giving the money to? Where's the money going? Because I don't see it. I do not see the impact. I don't. I think we need a nonprofit police in Baltimore because a lot of damn money comes through. It's supposed to help challenged communities, economically challenged communities. I live in an economically challenged community, although I'm surrounded by homeowners. The broader community has a lot of poverty. As a matter of fact, here in 21217, we have more poverty, more mass incarceration, more dope than anywhere in the world, right here in Baltimore. I live in the dope triangle. They sling more dope here than anywhere in the free world, anywhere. And they're going to sell it every day. And the police going to get paid, and the people down the docks going to get paid, and that dope going to come through, and people going to keep on buying it. But If you put some light on Pennsylvania Avenue, stop waiting for all the black people to die off. They just put money over the Avenue Market. It'd be nice to, I'll be glad to see it come to fruition, $2 million. That thing need to be torn, that whole Avenue Market need to be torn down and redone correctly. Stop playing. What are they waiting for? You know, it's a food desert. They damn near took away our subway 3 weeks ago, and ain't nobody say a word. I had to stay on the phone, talk to the lieutenant governor all the way down to the city. Why you close our subway? Impacting thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and ain't nobody say nothing. And that's why we need black media. That's why I need you to support this event, Black Press Matters, because we're going to bring up issues that nobody else is going to raise. And not only us, our team. Thank you, Darius. Long-time supporter. Darius, I hope to see you Saturday, Darius, at the Black Press Matters. Yes, Black Press. This is a majority black city, and we don't have much of a black press at all. I know I ain't the only one that got something to say about our community. I know I'm not the only one who can write. If you have an editorial, send it to me, Doni, D-O-N-I, at bmorenews.com. Mr. Threet up there in Grove Park wrote an editorial. He went hard on the mayor. I do not condone those words. I'm not against his words. I think everybody got a right to express their opinion. If you have an opinion, I will publish it. I ain't got to agree with it. I ain't got to disagree with it, but I will publish it. I love writers. As a matter of fact, I would probably post something from the Klan because I like, if the writer was a Klansman and they wrote some articulate stuff, I probably would publish it. But I'd much rather publish you beautiful black people's commentaries, op-eds, editorials, so on and so forth. But I love writers. I love writers to the core. I love writers. We act like we can't write. Go to school, you've been in college, and you can't write a one-pager. You know how many people I meet that don't have a bio? You're a business person. How the hell you don't have a bio? Where do you do business? Who do you do business with? You ain't got a headshot? Yeah, I'm talking about you. You ain't got a headshot. You've been in business for 20 years and you don't have a headshot. Really? Are we all on social media? Everybody in the club, and then they got that little spin around thing. Oh, we go off with black people. Let me tell you something. For 20 years, I promoted business and political empowerment events. Rarely will you catch me promoting a party. Why? Because we don't need help promoting damn parties. Truth be told, we party too damn much. Baltimore City Public School falling off their damn hinges, but we at the happy hour. Get my German Shepherd all up excited. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. The biggest MF and happy hour. Huh? How about the biggest MF and PTA meeting? Oops. We party. We like to party. Who don't like a party? We party too damn much. That's why we can't focus on the business at hand. When it comes to the board of estimates every Wednesday morning, we act like we don't see what's going on. The money is not coming to our community. The money is going to the same cast of characters. Speaking of which, guess who's in the news again today? Again, J.P. Grant. Remember J.P. Grant? Lo and behold, J.P. Grant is back in the news again. And how many damn times do you hit your head up on the same wall? Now, I understand. I'm a slow learner. I busted my head so much as a kid, I think my daddy stitched my head up himself. I told you it was Undertaker. And that was the last time I busted my head, because after that traumatic experience, I was like, well, we won't be doing that no more. It wasn't intentional, just roughhousing. But we grown now. Are you really going to run your head knowing the whole damn world is watching? You can't make this stuff up. And we look stupid as a people. But they won't support the black press. They let them people rake them over the coals. Baltimore Brew is not your friend. They're not. I remember how they went after Jackie Cornish. They went after her like a dog. Peter Brooks, him and his ratchet self, acting like he cares something about Cab Calloway's house that he lived in for 4 years over on Druid Hill Avenue. Ain't never seen Peter Brooks in this neighborhood. But Peter Brooks did a national campaign, and the Baltimore Brew assisted him in attempting to defame and drag Jackie Cornish and Druid Heights' name through the mud. But we put a stop to that. Be More News did, stayed on his ass like white on rice. And they left Jackie Cornish alone. And they come to find out that Peter Brooks was the joke. I could have told you that. Back to his days up in Coppin. Black press matters because we're the only ones that are going to tell you the truth. Even the story about JP, I did some research. It's twisted. But that's what happens when we don't have a strong black media. I want to take a moment and say big ups to Catherine Pugh. She wrote an article. She followed up on the Hose Heights story. And consequently, the mayor then removed the barriers. That's the power of the black press. And people over in Hose Heights, mostly black, but some good white people, have been traumatized. All they were looking to do was to come out of their community and drive into the roundabout and go into Roland Avenue. But some people at the Roland Park Community Foundation found that that was just too much for these black people to ask in this independent black community that dates back to the early 1800s, founded by a former slave named Grandison Ho. These despicable white people who don't think black people deserve anything in the city are the very reason that we have to have a black media. Because without a black media, we cannot call them out for doing racist things to black people in 2022. They should be ashamed of themselves. And Odette Ramos, I hope you do not re-elect her to catch dogs. Odette Ramos, after all she did to cry and whine and scream and beg to get on the city council, and then she gets in there and treats black people like this. It's despicable. Who the hell is she? She ain't even from Baltimore. Not that it would make a difference. But being she's an out-of-towner, she deserves a special ass whipping, I think. Ask the New York boys come down here to Baltimore. They learn respect. We not New York. But you ain't coming down here running things either. Ask the New York boys. I know one up in Harlem right now. Got a slug in him. Got much respect for Fayette and Monroe. Much respect. Can't go in somebody else's territory and disrespect them. And we got to stop Atlanta. And black people, again, who are in position of authority, of power. I'll never forget this black woman. She said, people think you got power and you got no power. How many people can you get hired right now? If you can't get 30 people hired, you ain't got no damn power. If you can't get North Avenue clean or some Winnebagos with health treatment up there for all of the people in the black community who have been traumatized just since Freddie Gray, you ain't got no damn power. Power over what? Power to do what? Hey, man, I'm the man. I'm the man. I'm the man. No, you not. You's a damn clown. Because if you were the man, number one, you wouldn't have to tell nobody. If you were the man, you'd be too busy serving people than to be up on some stage getting some honors. We're political novices. In the political realm, we are novices. We have to study more. We have to build our alliances, our allegiances. But too many of us sell out. Sell out for a damn Benz and a house in the suburbs. Sell out all black people for one damn Benz and one damn house in the suburbs that you really don't like. You don't know nobody in the neighborhood. They don't like you anyway. Support the black press. And if you don't support Be More News, then support some other black press. There's the Northwest Voice, my very dear friend Kenny Brown up in Northwest Baltimore County. 15,000 newspapers from Catonsville to Owens Mills. Nobody in the black community is publishing 15,000 papers a month. Nobody. If I'm lying, I'm dying, and I ain't trying. Big ups to Kenny Brown. I think he's in this, where my advertisers at? my supporters. This is Dr. Tyrone Taborn, another huge supporter, STEM City USA. Love STEM City USA. Our young people doing all of the gaming. Dr. Taborn is jumping ahead of the game and getting us involved with the Oculus goggles. Some of you will be getting some for Christmas, Oculus goggles, so that you can watch what's going on in the metaverse. Put the goggles on, get lost. You see Mark Clark on TV fighting, boxing, bowling, all of that, exercise, and all of that is good. We got to stick together, y'all. We got to stick together. We got to forgive. If Kathy Pugh and Donnie Glover can have a conversation, I know the rest of Baltimore can have a conversation. I adamantly oppose that lady's campaign for mayor. Y'all know I was with Sheila. But on this day, we can have a conversation, because that's the past. And if we don't work together, then we all die together. That's what Kathy Pugh and Donnie Glover realized. We can fight. We can fight all day. But meanwhile, while we're fighting, our people are suffering. Our people are losing. Talking about all these new schools. Ain't no damn new schools in my neighborhood. They closed the schools in my neighborhood. Antonio Hayes said there weren't enough kids in my neighborhood. Huh? That's not a law. A lot of times we so busy listening to the white experts tell us about our issues. Stand up for your damn people. And then some of us do, they stand up for us, and then we get in there and act like a plumb fool. I don't know if I told you about the event I went to speak to some black kids, and the black mentor coach was in there sucking up to the white man so much, got me about my bed on a Saturday morning, 9 o'clock. Only for me to come over here and see him sucking up to some white guy. Nice white guy, okay. But why is he speaking during my time? And why do I have to wait? We treat others better than we treat ourselves. There's something that's fundamentally effed up about that. When you treat somebody else better than your own people, your ass got issues. I said it. I'm all for being nice to everybody, but the book tell you charity starts at home. We want to be over there sucking up to somebody else because they bring you a couple of trinkets. They bring you money that they done stole from your ancestors 2 generations ago, and they give you a little Christmas toy, and we just so happy. We are so petty. What will we sell each other out for? A Coach bag? A trip to Jamaica? I seen the vacation photos. Ain't like nobody doing nothing too courageous, nothing too adventurous. I don't see no Santorini or Seychelles. We do the same old ho-ha trips. Jamaica. And then don't even leave the resort. You ain't been in Jamaica if you ain't been in the mountains. If you've been in Jamaica and you only been to the resort, you have not been to Jamaica. You went to a damn beach and a private pool. I went to Jamaica. I'm going all up in the hills. Make a phone call. Tell my man Fabian come looking for me. Wagwan. Go up in the mountains. See the real Jamaica. Learn about Nanny. How many people been to Jamaica and know nothing about Nanny the Maroon Queen on a $500 bill? And that's why you need to pick up my book, I Am Black Wall Street, because we tell you about the freedom colonies. See, Tulsa's Black Wall Street was a freedom colony. Black people were the ones who founded it, and they were not slaves. His name was Chief John Horse. He was a warrior. And the 200 soldiers he had with him were not slaves either. But that's what happens when we don't know our history and we let some idiot who got some secondhand information tell you what our history is. You can't tell me my history because I know my history. We got to know our history. We got to know who we are. We got to know who our allies are. And we don't have to, it's not going to be perfect. There are going to be some mistakes. There are going to be some hiccups. There are going to be some transgressions. We have to be mature enough to move beyond that. But we got to stop pimping our own people. And that's my message today. Black people, stop pimping black people. If you don't want to serve black people, what they tell you? Sir, if you're not interested in that lady, can you sit down so she can see the fella behind you? So if you're not going to lead our people, why don't you leave so that we can find someone who can replace you? People getting caught up. There's one situation in the state of Maryland right now over State Central Committee. They're battling over some allegedly missing money. It's the State Central Committee. Who gets all bent out of shape over the State Central Committee? They have one job. I'm not belittling them, but they have one job. Their only job is to vote on a replacement in case an elected official dies, gets locked up, or something like that. They had to be removed from office. That's it. So why is State Central Committee going all up in the air and this and that, and Martin Luther King speeches and protests and news? Too much. It's called, that's what happens when people who ain't never had nothing get a little semblance of power. But power over what? I'm so-and-so. Okay. But your neighborhood look the same. Delegate Dr. So-and-so, whatever, Grand Poobah. Look at your neighborhood, son. We so there. We so arrived. I've arrived. I'm Delegate so-and-so. I'm a member of this fraternity. I'm a member of this Masonic order. Okay, enough already. Are you going to fix West Baltimore? That's all the hell we want to know. Do you have some viable ideas to bring some economic development? Doc Cheatham been telling you since forever. Is there a supermarket in the works? And don't tell me they telling you that black people don't support a supermarket. Take that racist crap somewhere else. They said the same thing about Liberty Road. The black people on Liberty Road would not support a supermarket. Really? Really? That's the racist crap that a lot of black people digest. That's the part. I'm not mad at the white people. Let mean white people do what mean white people do. Fine. I'm talking about us. What do we do when we finally get the ball? Do we shoot the ball like a ball hawk? Or do we pass the ball? And the person we pass the ball, pass the ball. See, the winningest basketball team got the best passes. Dunbar passes. And I'm talking about my day because I haven't paid attention closely to the current cadre. So no slight. I'm talking about that 83 championship team. Passes. The Lakers, Magic, passes. That means you're getting everybody involved. You can't just be the only one that's shooting. You ain't gonna win nothing with one person shooting. And that's what happens is we get caught up. We get caught up in the thinking this is my seat. I own this. This is mine. We a power couple. Y'all gotta get that song by Kendrick Lamar. Be humble. Be humble. Sit down. Shut up. Be humble. We want to stand up for the wrong things. We want to fight for the wrong things. And so we got to have a come to Jesus meeting this time. I don't think we can go into 2023 without having a come to Jesus meeting. No slight to my Muslim brothers. Come to Jesus meeting. We got to have a meeting of the minds with the elders and the youngins, including these elected officials who sometimes get drunk with the semblance of power. Because if you can't stop a riot at Penn North, you ain't really got no power. I think back to 1968 and some of the black people, some of the black men who were called to stop the riots. Do we have that today? How many of us can go to Penn North and shut down a riot? Who can talk to the drug dealers and the drug addicts and the business owners and the media and Geraldo and everybody else? How many of us can do that? Some of the people who are most qualified opt not to go into politics. So then a lot of times what you get is not your best and brightest in office. I think every mayor ought to be able to write and count. And I mean count pretty damn well. And write. A lot of mayors have over the years have been lawyers. Part of their job is reading and writing. Legislation, reading and writing. And then comprehension. And then implementation. Got all of these blacks in positions of power. Where's the equity? How come up this subway station is so damn filthy every day? But Johns Hopkins looked like it's fresh off the cover of Forbes. Black people got to start treating black people with respect. And then maybe other people will give us respect. But we're not giving ourselves respect. We don't love and respect each other. Then we let somebody like Marianne Lasanti from Harford County go down to Annapolis and call Prince George's County the quote-unquote nigger district. And she lived to tell about it? Y'all still voting for her? Ain't nobody like hit upside the head with a homie the clown sock? What Marianne Lasanti didn't know is that white people can be niggers too. Nigger is an ignorant person. By definition. Nigger can be any flavor. Including white, black, Latino, Asian, whatever. Ignorance is ignorance. We have too much of it in our community today. We need some enlightenment. We need some love. We need some grace. We need some mercy. And we need people to stop stealing. If you want money, go run a business. But you can't make money off the public money. You can't get rich off of public money. And you can't act like you love us, because one thing about Baltimore, we know real from phony. But it baffles me how some people just stay in trouble. And we want to blame, then we want to go blame white people. Our biggest problem is us. What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do to fix our own situation? What are we going to do? Are we going to help somebody? Are we going to mentor somebody? Are we going to go to the school and talk to young people, read some books to young people, reach out to people in our own family that we ain't feeling? Amen. If anything, COVID has taught us that we got to stop letting undertakers plan our family reunions, but we got some people in the family we need to make peace with. So I encourage you, as we're going through the holidays, try to help somebody, try to be kind. If a bridge can be repaired, repair it. And if it's best left alone, leave it alone. But don't be alone. Stay in touch. Write down a list of projects you'd like to do. Stay busy. And also remember that if you have lost loved ones, they don't want you spending 5 seconds being sad. They're gone. They're gone. And we're going to be gone. So before we see them again, let's enjoy life. Let's try to do what we say we're going to do. Let's honor our word. Let's give. My daddy, I've shared it here before. My daddy used to ask me, I'm going over my big brother's house, my sister's house. They got a cookout. My father would say invariably, what are you taking to the cookout? We go to too many damn cookouts and we don't take nothing but ourselves and our appetite or some aluminum foil. How are we going to be a blessing? How are we going to make our community better? Do we speak to our neighbors? How can we love God who we can't see and we only speak to our neighbors? Don't matter that your neighbor is this or that or the other, because you pull back the covers, you got some this, that, and the other too. We all have. The book said, all have sinned. All means all. Every damn body on the planet. All have sinned and fall short. So don't act like you're better than nobody. Ain't nobody better than you either. I watched Fox News yesterday. No, Isabel Cummings is actually one of my Facebook friends, and she got a glowing report. The Inspector General, right there on Fox. The Inspector General's Association says Isabel Cummings is the bomb. And it just dawned on me, how come they never say anything like that about black elected officials? How come Fox never says anything positive about black elected officials? And where does Fox keep Thiru Vignarajah like he's some moral authority? Dude got caught tricking. You can't tell me nothing. He can't even trick correctly. I don't need somebody who can't trick correctly telling me what to do. You need to apply it to your own damn life. And that wasn't his first instance. But Fox want to keep putting up the Thiru Vignarajah like he's the moral authority. That's like putting the dope man as the moral authority. The dope man? Vignarajah? The Fox want to tear down. You know, we can beat up Brandon. Y'all can't beat up Brandon. Actually, I ain't got no reason to beat him up. I think Brandon Scott is smarter than people give him credit. And at this current rate, if the election were today, he'd win. That's a fact. So you better get over there and help him. Or shut up. That's the mayor. I think he surprised a few people, but they won't say it. Because a lot of us, we're too worried about what somebody else thinking. And the people we worried about, those people going to the bank on our tax dollars. My name's Donnie Glover. Support black business. Hope to see you at Black Press Matters. I'm going to run through that list of names in case you missed them. Won't do the whole list. Richard Burton, William Hobson. Love me some William Hobson. My first office was there with him. Jake Oliver, Diane Bell, Jim Britton, Dr. Zolikoff, Jane Miller, Andre Bunley, Robert DeShields, Tim Regan, esteemed attorney, big brother, William Billy Murphy Jr., and longtime friend, Lieutenant Governor Boyd Rutherford. Big supporter of black businesses. My name is Donnie Glover. Thank you for supporting this network. The link is blackpressmatters.eventbrite.com. Advertising packages are on there if you would like to be supportive. We appreciate you. As a result of your support, we're able to bring you other shows, including Political Cipher with Q. That's Quandra Gaines, who was on last night. Tonight we have the Black Business Roundtable out of Oakland, California, with Art Blackshear and Dr. Ashley Coleman. Again, Donnie Glover here. Thank you for your support. Do check out bemorenews.com, my website, blackusa.news, our new website. That's my book, I Am Black Wall Street. Looks at how those people got to Oklahoma in the first place. They were not slaves, I repeat. And also, my first book, this came out in the middle of Freddie Gray, literally in the middle of the riots. Unapologetically Black. We've been writing about economic and political empowerment for a long time. Thank you for your support. Have a good day. Good morning, world.